Let me first say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for this very moving gesture that you have just had with Colombia, with a program that we really have invested a lot of our efforts. This money will go to a very small town in Caquetá, in Putumayo, it's El Tigre Putumayo, for this program that we have been developing in order to help the small children have a better life. If you invest in small children, you'll have a better country. And this is something that we appreciate very much. And this, what a coincidence, is exactly what we have been trying to promote. And this morning, another very important company, Nestlé, was having their board of directors worldwide. Their chairman was here, and they were making a connection with all their offices around the world, talking about shared value. This is a concept that Michael Porter in the University of Harvard sort of developed, how the private sector and the public sector, if they work together, they should create not only economic value but social value, and how working together there's a synergy, and you can create more social value if you have the same objectives and work together. So this is a specific example of this added value that we want with the private sector. And thank you for believing in Colombia. The board of directors and your shareholders, I am confident that you will not regret the decision you took to come to Colombia. I'm going to switch to Spanish because I have to address my local media also, and so I will speak in Spanish, they will translate. Quiero decirles a los miembros de la Junta Directiva de Scotiabank, uno de los recientes pero muy importantes inversionistas que han creído en Colombia, que no se equivocaron.
I want to tell the members of the board of directors of Scotiabank that you have made no mistake.
Colombia la hemos estado tratando de posicionar en muchos frentes y en muchos campos como un país líder.
We've been trying to position Colombia as a country which has many things to offer.
As a leader for in many groups, as number one. I'm sorry to correct you. Logramos algo de lo cual yo estoy muy orgulloso, logramos ser cabeza de serie en el Mundial de Fútbol.
We were able to be part of the #1 group for the football championship.
No, we're number 4 in the FIFA list. For the first time, we now are head of one of the groups in the World Championship in Brazil. This is something that we had never had in our history. But there are hay otros frentes donde también somos cabeza de grupo.
But there are many other fronts where I think we're also part of the first or foremost group.
En este momento, en los últimos 3 años, somos el país que más empleo y empleo formal ha creado de toda América Latina.
In the past 3 years, I think we're the country that has created the most jobs, formal employment, of all of Latin America.
I'm sorry, not that I think. We have been the first. Somos el país que tiene el porcentaje de inversión más alto de toda América Latina.
We are the country that has the highest investment of Latin America, foreign investment.
Es casi el 30%, almost 30%. Somos el país en este momento que más rápido estamos aumentando el tamaño de nuestra clase media.
We are the country that is most rapidly increasing the size of its middle class.
Estamos haciendo grandes esfuerzos en integrarnos al mundo y hoy en día tenemos a nuestra disposición más de 1.400 millones de consumidores que pueden recibir nuestros productos libre de aranceles a través de nuestros tratados de libre comercio.
We are making great strides for global integration, and we are one of the countries that is most rapidly making use of all the possibilities offered by free trade agreements.
Hemos hecho un gran esfuerzo también en mejorar nuestra competitividad. Y hoy, por ejemplo, estamos iniciando un proceso de concesiones para que nuestra infraestructura sea al nivel de un país como Colombia en materia de carreteras, de ferrocarriles, de puertos, que representa una inversión superior a los 20.000 millones de dólares.
We are making great efforts to be a very competitive country, and in that sense, we are improving our infrastructure so that it be at the level that it needs to be for this to be the case, in terms of roads, of port facilities, of railroads. More than $20 billion will be invested in this effort.
Y estamos también queriendo garantizar unas políticas públicas de primer nivel, las mejores prácticas en políticas públicas. Por eso, coincidencialmente, el viernes pasado estuvo aquí el secretario general de la OSD a oficializar la invitación para que Colombia ingrese a la OSD.
We want to be a first-rate country, and to show that this is so, last Friday we received the visit of the Secretary General of the OECD, where we aspire to become a member.
He came to officialize the invitation for us to become a member, and that will, we wanted to get into this organization that I describe as the club of the countries with best practices, in order to have a reference of best practices in every front, in order for us to make a permanent improvement in our public policies. And this is something that we have been trying to do in almost every public policy that we have been putting in place. También hemos desarrollado un proceso de integración profunda con 3 países de América Latina, México, Chile y Perú, en la Alianza del Pacífico, que hoy por hoy es tal vez el grupo de países que ha generado más interés y más atracción, porque somos los 4 países que tienen un desempeño económico muy por encima del promedio latinoamericano, y eso nos ha obligado y nos ha estimulado a profundizar la integración entre estos 4 países, que sumados somos más grandes que Brasil, con un ingreso per cápita más alto que Brasil.
We are also developing a program for integration in the Pacific Alliance with 3 other countries of the region, which are Mexico, Chile, and Peru. And this has awoken a great deal of activity in order to promote this alliance. We are the 4 countries that are growing more quickly in Latin America, much more than the average. And altogether, we have a higher population and a higher GDP than Brazil does.
Canadá es uno de los primeros países que quiso y ahora es observador de la Alianza del Pacífico.
Canada is now an observer in the Pacific Alliance.
Yo podría seguir, pero no quiero robarles a ustedes más tiempo. Decirles simplemente que este país está avanzando en la dirección correcta. Nos falta muchísimo, muchísimo camino por recorrer. Bajamos la pobreza más que en cualquier otro periodo, pero todavía tenemos 30% de pobres en Colombia. Bajamos la pobreza extrema a un dígito como lo hemos prometido, pero todavía tenemos casi el 10% de los colombianos en la pobreza extrema.
I could continue much longer, but I don't really want to extend more than necessary. We've gone a long way, and I think we have a long road to cover. We have been able, for instance, to reduce poverty to 30% and extreme poverty to a one-digit number, less than 10%.
But we have a long way to go, because that's too many poor people and too many people in extreme poverty. So we're just starting in the sense of where we want to get. But I think we are going in the right direction, and we have made a great improvement, and we have advanced in almost every front that we have wanted to advance. And that has been made in the middle of a conflict. We have had a war, internal war here for 50 years, especially in the rural areas. And that's why I am also determined to do away with this conflict. That's why we are negotiating with the guerrillas in Cuba. And you can imagine if we have been able to grow on average almost 5% in the last 3-4 years, if we have reached these indicators of investment, of reduction in poverty, of development, just imagine what this country would be if we can do away with the conflict. So I think, to close my remarks, you invested in the right country at the right moment. And I hope, and I sincerely consider foreign investors as yourselves, a bank which is third largest bank in Canada with the concept of social responsibility, we consider yourselves as our allies and our partners. And we hope to continue to work together. This is a long-term relationship, and you can be sure that if you pay your taxes and have social and environmental responsibility, you will find here open hearts and a government that is willing to help you, because if you do well, we do well. Thank you.